Yeah, it's got to be at the highest level. I was really concerned about the layoff when we played last Tuesday. So that's an entire week. I thought we did a lot of good things. We were really smart with their minds and bodies. We took a day off, skill work, went hard, took a day off, and then went hard back to back. So I think that really benefited us. We kept our edge. And the advantage is we've been in here. That was Mississippi State's first time in here. And they had like 3 or 4 guys that have never been to New York. So we had a little advantage when it comes to that. But Tony's playing at a high level. Lamar just had 17, 8 and 6. Is that right? And then Shep is now the best three-point shooter in Penn State history, which is awesome.
Speaking of Shep, how awesome is it for him to be able to get that accomplishment and then get that accomplishment in Madison Square Garden, where he's obviously had so much success?
Yeah, you know what? Here's a kid who took a chance on us, and he believed in us. And his first few years obviously didn't go the way we all wanted it to go. But man, did he stick it out, and he persevered, and he was able to bring some really good players with him. It's so awesome to see him leave such an amazing legacy for Penn State basketball.
The Pete Lisicki, you know of him. I'm sure
Pete, yeah.
you knew of his game.
The Final Four was in Phoenix last year. I actually met up with him.
Right. So for people who don't understand, for Shep to break that record, can you talk about what kind of player Pete was and what kind of person he is?
Well, Pete's an unbelievable guy, and he's really funny actually. And he shot the heck out of the basketball. I mean, he shot it at a very high level. That's why I'm so proud of Shep. Not only is Shep shooting at a high level, but he's shooting at a high percentage, which, you know what, you're just so happy for him because he put the work in. And much like Pete, if you don't put the work in, it's not going to happen for you. These guys were tireless workers. They were great pioneers, great leaders for their teams, and they found success.
How much did Shep's effort in the Purdue game, when you guys had no shot at winning at the end of the game, and I say that respectfully, but he kept bombing away. He's like, I am not going down a loser.
Yeah, it was that under 4-minute timeout where I said, guys, we need to cut this thing down. We needed to get to single digits, and if we don't, we're not going to have a better chance of getting the NCAA tournament. And he looked at me and goes, I got you. And he went bananas. So you were happy for him then, you're even happy for him now.
Did that momentum carry over into this tournament?
I think it did, don't you? I mean, we lost Purdue, and then you come out, he hit 2 huge threes at the late in the game against Temple. Plays great against Notre Dame, great against Marquette, and tonight, 6 for 9 from 3. So he's got one more game, so let's not get too happy just yet. We got one more game, we got to finish the job.
You have that huge run go up, but then you're able to sustain the lead and the momentum. How reassuring is that for you from a coach's standpoint to be able to see them carry that level of momentum through?
So I've had some nightmares throughout my career, high school, college as a player, and I've had some nightmares at Northwestern, Michigan State. So those things go through your head like, all right, we're up 20. We got to keep it at 20. If it gets any lower, then they're going to find momentum and confidence, and they're going to regain this. I'm really proud of our guys. We get big-time stops when we needed it. We made the necessary plays to keep that near 20.
Knowing that in your mind, what's the conversation like that you're having in the huddle for
just
what
keep competing. I'm not going to share that with them, but keep competing, keep doing the simple things. We were able to get this lead because of our defense. You know, obviously our defense and rebounding, we got some easy ones, then we were able to make some shots. So that was important. How
well do you know Ben Howland, and what did he say to you after this sort of game? Can you share?
You know, I know Ben very well. I'll share a quick story. My first year at Villanova on the road, so my second year at Villanova, I was an assistant. I was very wet behind the ears. Ben sees me at a parking garage or a rental car, and he's like, hey, follow me. We're going to the same hotel. I don't know what I'm doing. I follow him, and I go out to dinner with Ben Howland, who's the head coach at UCLA, and Jamie Dixon, who's the head coach at Pitt. So the guys, they really took care of me. And his son went to Haverford College. So I kind of looked out after his son for that 1 year just to make sure he didn't need anything. And he, you know, obviously he's a competitor, so he's like, hey, congratulations, your team played well. It wasn't any more than that or any less than that. But again, in my mind, he's a Hall of Famer. He went to 3 straight Final Fours, if I'm correct, and what he did at Pitt was amazing. So I got great respect for Ben.
Coach Gadowski in Allentown mentioned not wanting to waste a home ice atmosphere at this time of year. Is that something you think about, obviously, this time of year with the stakes as high as they are?
You know, I knew we would have a home court advantage tonight. I saw all the tweets about the buses and people coming out, and we didn't have any tickets left, which is always a good sign for us as a staff, where we're scrounging around for extra tickets. So it was cool to maximize this experience for these guys.
Nate?
Shep, did you talk about
Go ahead, ask. You need it.
Just because you're late
I'm,
and you live here.
I was really busy. I had a lot of things going on. What does it mean for you to see Shep do that?
I just say I'm so happy for him. The legacy that he left here. You know, you really took a chance on committing, and it's been a long 4 years. And to see him find success as a team, because that's more important to him, and then individual success, to go down in the record books as one of the greats of all time, it's pretty special.
It looked like he was having a hard time taking you very seriously when you were trying to stay on him.
I wasn't on him, I was on somebody else, but he was very funny. He's like, Coach, let's watch our mouth. I said, I'm trying.
Does he usually do
I'm
that?
trying, never. But he's a senior, and we're down to our last week, so you kind of give him some room.
What do you do to prepare for Thursday?
We got to get them home, get some food in them, get them to sleep, you know, let them sleep in a little bit. I need to watch film, obviously, and then we'll do somewhat of a walkthrough at New York Athletic Club, but it's really about rest, mental rest, physical rest, and get them ready for the 7 o'clock game on Thursday.
Mark talked about how fun it was tonight. Have you ever had a group that had this much fun or that was playing this loosely?
Yeah, I mean, it started really after we beat Temple. I think they got really confident, more confident, played loose, enjoying themselves out there, having fun at Notre Dame. Marquette, they had a blast. You could tell that. They were enjoying it. And I felt the same tonight. But we got our work cut out for us against Utah.
You know anything about Utah yet?
I know they run 1,000,000 sets. I know Larry's a great coach. I know they got a lot of skilled guys, a little bit of Northwestern, a little bit of Michigan. So we got to be ready to play great team defense again.
Thank you.
Thanks.